Whoa. Well, hey there. Let's see. Well, hey there, everyone. It's Jeremy J with a robot cleaning in the background, so you might, and the cat meowing. So I've got robots cleaning my floor. It's like this circular robot. I got my cat Ator wanting attention. Hello, Ator. You gonna say hi to everyone? And this is Ator. And I'm coming at you from a new location in my condo. My condo is finally cleaned up and has tile, as you can see in the background. And this is my bedroom. I have done some videos in the past where I was laying on that bed back there. To update on me, I had pretty hard last week and a half. I got pretty sick about a week ago. Just really shaky and chilly and weak and shocks going through my body and not fun, but transparency, that's what happened to me. I'm grateful that I'm still here. Each day that I wake up and I'm able to do a full day, I'm like, all right, that was a great full day. I'm grateful. I hope to heal, and because tomorrow's definitely not guaranteed. It's guaranteed to nobody, but there's kind of a different mindset that happens when you feel like you're going to die sometimes. And I'm 41, almost 41 and a half now. 41 and a half. My beard is getting pretty white. Beard and hair. This Lyme disease has aged me a lot faster this last year. But that's okay. My view is I am dust. From dust I came, and dust I will return. White, gray, aging faster, aging slower. I'll do all I can to have a healthy body from this point on, but certain things that are just happening that life throws at you, and you just have to learn to adapt to it. There's so little that we control in our lives. There's some things we can control. Definitely. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video. As I say that in like every video I'm doing now, as I'm doing the video, I'll say, I'm not sure what I should call this video. March 2019 update. It's kind of just like a little vlog of what's going on with me. I've done so many videos on different subjects and topics. It's almost, it's redundant, it feels like, for me to pick a topic and start talking about it. It feels more real and interesting to just talk about what's been going on in my life. And what's been going on is I've been able to work every day, just about every day this year at my full-time job. What a blessing that is. I was able to put in another full day today, and I stopped taking antibiotics about 6 days ago. I just decided to stop. Was having a conversation with a good friend and talking about stopping them because I've been taking them for about 3 months. They made my body feeling really sick, achy, poisony. I was using a cane to walk. You can see it in the back there. Let's see, that cane right there is my mom's cane. I think I had another video where I showed y'all that cane. So since I stopped taking the antibiotics, I've been able to walk a little better. I'm starting to be able to go upstairs. I jogged for 15 seconds tonight, which seems like not a lot. But the fact that I could jog for 15 seconds, I was like doing cartwheels. I'm really grateful for that. At 41 years of age, I'm still learning. I am still an imperfect man. I have doubts and fears. I make mistakes. I screw things up. And that's been one of my reflections this last week or so is, why do I do things? Why do I make mistakes in certain areas still? Or why do I screw things up sometimes? And I'm human. I'm an imperfect man. Sometimes I'll say or do something and wasn't really what I meant to say or do, or I get scared. I'm sure all of you have some challenges in your life for different things. For me, I've talked about twin flames before, and running and chasing, and with my body being so weak and sick this last year, I'm so afraid of getting hurt. I'm so afraid of falling in love and having it not work out. Terrified of that because I feel like my body would just like my body would just be done. So I thought about becoming a Buddhist monk. That's on my mind right now. Should I just become a Buddhist monk? For the purposes of keeping my body alive and for staying alive for my two wonderful daughters. At the same time, I value connection and love and intimacy. It's like this weird paradox I'm being like I'm in a washing machine paradox. A paradox means something that has no answer. So the paradox is, for my health, I feel like I have to be a Buddhist monk, but for my health, I feel like I need strong love and connection and intimacy, physical touch. Is that weird? Maybe that's my body's way of putting myself in an unsolvable state so I don't have to be committed or think about it. I don't know. Those are just some things I'm thinking about. How about all of you? How are you all doing? I know some of you are married, some of you are single, some of you, I'm not sure. How's life going for y'all? Are y'all doing good? Are you healing? I've been drinking celery juice pretty regularly for about the last 6 weeks. I think it's helping. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of things, so it's hard to say that one thing is helping. I was thinking about my mom. 6 months ago, she died about. I haven't really taken the time to grieve her. I'm almost afraid to, because with that grieving process comes feeling a lot of pain and sadness, and so I just try to celebrate her life right now with her cane. In fact, I'm going to go grab her cane. I'm also going to share with you some of the books I've been reading. Got a nice pile of books here. One thing I've been doing or trying to do is to become a student of the human body, the immune system, talk to people, share what's worked for them. So here's some books I've been reading. Medical Medium, Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illnesses and How to Finally Heal. Good book. It talks about Lyme disease and the Epstein-Barr virus. Two things I have. Anthony Williams seems to think that Lyme disease is the Epstein-Barr virus reactivated, and it's the Epstein-Barr virus that's wreaking havoc on your body, not spiral-shaped microscopic bacteria and other pathogens. Interesting theory. I suppose anyone can say anything. They're microscopic and hard to see, and without a dark field microscope, and there's no real easy way to see inside a live bloodstream. So people can say whatever they want and make it believable. The one thing that seems to be the truth is what we eat matters a lot, especially if we have a chronic illness or something or pathogen related in our body, bacteria, viruses that are hard to kill. Next book I've been reading is Healing the Gerson Way. Charlotte Gerson, who recently passed away, 96 or something like that. I don't know how old she was, but she's the daughter of, I can't remember his first name. I can't remember his first name. Let me look it up on Google. I've got a browser here, so I can just look it up. Hope y'all don't mind me typing while I'm doing a video. Gerson therapy. I'm going to just search Gerson 1800s. Max Gerson, German-born American physician. Yeah. Max, let me make sure that's right. Max Gerson, cancer therapies. Yes. So Max Gerson, I don't know if she's the daughter or granddaughter of Max Gerson, but he was doing therapies in the 1800s for people with tuberculosis or some kind of like really hard disease, and he was trying to treat it with just food, juices, food alone, and eventually had some success. And so there's a place called the Gerson Institute in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm going to Tijuana in a few weeks. And she was helping there until she died, of course. And it involves juicing like 12 times a day, doing multiple coffee enemas a day for a long time, for a year. Supposedly someone cured their melanoma cancer, very aggressive skin cancer, doing that. When I think of that, I say, my goodness, the amount of discipline required to do that. Even if you had no cancer or no problem and you did that, the samurai-like discipline and work ethic and mindset you would cultivate by doing that is off the charts. Next book is Healing Lyme by Stephan Buhner. He's an herbalist. So a lot of the tinctures, these glass bottles with droppers that I buy from various websites, these tinctures are made from herbs. Herbs, I guess, are just plants that are liquefied or put in capsule form, powder form in capsules. And oh, I'm missing a book. Hang on. Got a couple more books that I forgot. I want to make sure I've got them all. And so I'm taking some of the herbs that he talks about. All of this has been very expensive. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars last year, and I certainly have been worried about bankrupting myself, and so I'm slowly narrowing down my supplements and therapies to just the essentials. But anyways, Healing Lyme by Stephan Buhner. Good book, talks about all the different microscopic organisms and the herbs that seem to work best for them. And I've watched some YouTube videos of him. He talks about speaking to the organisms and asking them to leave. And I have this really crazy thought. I'm going to share it with you. In the Spirit of being transparent, crazy mad scientist Jeremy. I've thought about when it gets warm going to a forest somewhere, just going into a forest shirtless and asking the organisms, I'll call them, in my body to communicate with bugs, ticks, whatever, and to hitch a ride out of me. To have those bugs come bite me and to suck up the pathogens and take off. And don't put any new ones in me. Just take out the ones that are in me. I know that sounds totally crazy. A lot of the things I do are crazy. I don't understand myself sometimes, but there's a ring of truth to that. There's a ring of truth to that. Next book, Tick Slayer by Perry Lewis Fields. She's an Olympic athlete. She got Lyme disease and it started to mess her up pretty bad, and she went on a long journey for a number of years and did a lot of things, just coffee enemas, food, blood analysis, different doctors, saunas in her car. So she talked about sitting in her car when it was really hot, and adrenals and mental mindset and going crazy and being in hell, and a lot of it mirrors or rings true to what I've experienced over the last year. I'm fortunate in that I caught it relatively quick. 9 months is when I started to do things to treat it. Many people go years or decades not knowing they have Lyme disease and co-infections. People have weird digestive issues, skin eruptions, blisters on their body, or brain fog, or joint pain, heart issues, and they don't realize they have Lyme disease. And especially if someone was born with it or got it when they were young, I could totally see why you wouldn't even think Lyme disease. You would just think, oh, my body's just this way, or maybe it's genetic. And having spent 40 years without it and then getting it, oh, there's a night and day difference between that. I never had to really worry about heart pain, palpitations, or a lot of the things, the brain zaps I get in my head until Lyme disease. And so, anyways, that book, Tick Slayer by Perry Lewis Fields, was pretty good. Good to see that the main driving force was her will and mindset to do everything it took to get rid of it. She got her wisdom teeth out a number of years ago and had her cavitations fixed. Apparently they were infected. The cavitations are just like infected pockets in the gums. So that was interesting. Next book, Katrina's Recovery from Mysterious Disease. Similar to the Tick Slayer book. There's definitely some overlap in what it takes to heal. Mindset, diet, a few good supplements are kind of the top three. Diet, mindset, and a few good supplements. The few good supplements seem to be magnesium, a good probiotic, and a good multivitamin, and some kind of fish oil, omega-3. And she kind of went through a similar experience. She was living in New York, got Bell's palsy on her face, spent months and months getting told by doctors nothing was wrong with her. I know the feeling. I went to so many doctors over the last year, and none of them were helpful. It's a weird, society is not made for people with Lyme disease. We have at least the structure of society is not made for people with Lyme disease. And I'm talking about just standard insurance companies, medical doctors, and hospitals and whatnot. It's too wild, too hard, I think. Too hard for the assembly line of the medical system and government and whatnot to handle. It's just easier to say that it doesn't exist, and there you go. This book I'm reading right now, Toxic, Suzanne Summers. Sounds like her family had Lyme disease and mold. Mold seems to be another trigger. Whether you have, if you don't have Lyme disease, mold is pretty bad to get exposed to. If you do have Lyme disease and other infections, mold can really rough you up. And so I ripped out most of my, I didn't rip it out, but I had most of my carpet ripped out of my condo and tiled, and I had mold testing done, and it looks like there's not mold, or at least not enough to cause an issue. So I've cleaned up my environment pretty good. But anyways, her book is similar to the last two, Katrina's Recovery and Tick Slayer. A lot of overlap with diet, mindset, supplements, and in this one's case, Suzanne Summers, it talks about mold a lot and getting out of environments with mold. And there's other things, but those are the main ones. Next one is Liver Rescue by Medical Medium. I haven't read too much of this one yet, but a lot of this is more just what it takes to, what's going on, like how the body works and what it takes. What does it take to clean it all up? And he's pretty good at wording things. He markets pretty well. Could he just be really smart and being a wordsmith? Like, of course, eating fruits and vegetables is good for you, and drinking lots of them is good, and all these plants and herbs that are natural, it seems self-evident that they're good for you, and he's taken that and just made a business out of it. So more power to him. The last one is Medical Medium, Life-Changing Foods. That's a good one. Lots of great foods. I mean, if you just go to your grocery store and just shop in the aisle where there's fresh produce, and just, if all you did was started grabbing things, and just, even if you were just shoving leaves in your mouth, and that's a pretty good start. But he goes through the specific foods and what they do and what they heal, and it's pretty awesome. So those are the 8 books I have that I've gotten for Lyme, trying to understand my body and Lyme disease and the viruses and the bacteria and the crazy stuff in our bodies. Just thought I'd share in case any one of those books looks interesting to you. That's my journey right now, and the focus of my life is healing, getting my health back. And over the last week, since I got really sick last week, scary sick, like it's almost like my body fought off something last week. Like it was having a war inside, and it won the war, it feels like. Kind of feels like that, and now I'm recovering and healing. That's my prayer and hope anyways. I've gone back and looked at all the videos I used to do for all of you, and I miss that bubbly, energetic Jeremy. I'm a different man now. I'm very different. I've had some experiences that have opened my eyes for sure. But at my heart, I'm still the same guy, and just doing the best I can, doing my best to accept my flaws and weaknesses, where I mess up, where I fall short. And it's probably a lifelong process to try to keep healing and to becoming a better man. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now. So not much else to say. It's about 9:30 here now, so I need to start winding down for bed. I've got more supplements I take before bed and go to sleep here. And just wanted to say thank you so much for watching and just listening to all of this. I don't even know how long this is, almost 25 minutes. My goodness. If you watched all of this video, I have a medal for you. You can have my necklace here, and because you just watched me for 25 minutes. Amazing. So namaste, everyone. Grateful to be with you tonight and do this video with you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.